Howdy y'all, today is August 26th. The market hasn't even opened yet, but I've nearly sold out of my eggs already. A lot of people just came beforehand to make sure they could get them, which is great. But yeah, those went quick. I still have a few left though. Also today, I'll be playing trumpet. So the farmer's market went really well. I sold basically everything I had. Eggs went really quick. And then the last hour and a half, I pulled out my trumpet and played with some trumpet friends, so that was a ton of fun. Loved doing that. After the farmer's market today, packed up, I'm still loaded down, and I went straight over to another vendor that sells honey there, and I picked up some bees from him, so that was really cool. It's for the one hive that's kind of struggling that I have. I originally asked him if he just had a queen because that's really all I need, but he said, you know what, I have an extra hive, you can just have it. So I've got, I don't know how many frames, five frames, so 5 frames full of brood and bees. I don't know if the queen's in there or not. He said he didn't see her, but she could be in there. He was looking for a good long time, but never actually caught sight of her. So I may or may not have a queen in there, but what I'm gonna do is get these out there. They'll be the base. I'll put my weaker hive on top, and the queen that's in there right now, I'm gonna take her out and with maybe 1 frame or 2 of brood and just put her in another box, just so I do have a queen. And that's just in case there's not a queen in here, or if they make a queen and she doesn't make it back after a mating flight. There's a lot of variables that could happen. So here's the box with all the bees in it. Got a couple flying around, but you can see them peeking through there. They're wanting out. And then this is a little 2-frame thing he gave me. So I'm just gonna put 2 frames in and let the queen do her thing there. So what I'm gonna do is get another box from in the barn, just the other cedar box, take all the frames out, put those frames with the new bees in there, put them on the bottom, put a piece of newspaper between, and set this box on top. I've got to go in there and find the queen first and take 2 frames out, put them in there, and then we should be good. I don't have any sugar out here yet, so tomorrow when I come out, I'll mix up a bunch and get these guys off to a good start. Well, y'all, I just opened up my hive out here. I don't have any bees in here. I have a couple bees flying around, but there's not 1 bee in this hive. So they took off and left. Either that or they all died. They weren't that bad off. Maybe they, wow, I wasn't expecting that, and that's for sure. Completely gone. Oh my goodness. I will say I am thoroughly surprised. I was not expecting that in the slightest. Bees threw me a curveball on that one. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that. They're gone. That was, that's crazy. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I definitely wasn't expecting the bees to up and leave or die, whatever happened. Bees will leave their home if there's heavy infestation of like small hive beetle. I did have some small hive beetle in there. It wasn't to the point of that bad though. I don't know what happened, but it was a really small colony, so it wouldn't take too many small hive beetles to really mess them up either though. So anyway, I hope they're doing all right wherever they're at, if they're anywhere, because that queen was not putting out any sort of brood. It was a really small colony, so this will be a fresh start with this box here. So it's a good thing I didn't just order a queen, or that would have not turned out very well. So what I'm going to do, I don't know how long the bees have been gone. I got in there last week and they were fine. So it hasn't been too long, but it's been long enough that there's some ants and other things that have moved in and set up shop. So I'm going to freeze all those frames, and then I'm just going to go ahead and move the bees that I got today into a new box. My screen bottom board's coming today as well. So if I run back out here, I'll pop that on too. All right, y'all, I have made my decision, and I am not going to put the bees out here. I feel like this is going to be a really rough start out here, so I packed up most everything I could get in my car, and I'm going to take the bees to a different property. I'll try bees out here again next year. Next year I'll have more flowers, more plants for them to grab some goods from, but it's pretty sparse this year. Mine is just a field of clover. I have this really nice frame of resources that I'm going to pull out. It's got some pollen, nectar, a lot of honey. Other side looks about the same. All right, y'all, so here's the new digs for this hive. Got it set up, same thing. I got it facing the southeast and slightly sloped down, so if water did get in there, it would roll right out. And southeast also, because the storms typically blow in the opposite way. So this should be good there. I have a full 8 frames in here. I'm gonna have to take a few out because they're coming on frames. I have a few nice frames in there for them to help get started. I'm gonna go ahead and suit up and get to work. Also, I had a chance to grab this, which is the screen bottom board. I was all excited because I was setting up the beehive, figured it'd be perfect, but forgot I have to paint it. So I'll do that later today and then pop this on sometime this week. For now, I'm just going to use the solid bottom board just to get the bees out of their box. I'd kind of be looking for the queen too, since he wasn't sure if there's one in here or not. So this looks really nice. The other side has a lot of honey on it. No queen on this though. Not seeing the queen on this frame either, but tons of honey on both sides. Got a little bit of capped over honey, quite a bit of brood on both sides of these frames, which is really good to see. But no queen yet. Still looking. 2 more frames. Seeing a really nice brood pattern, especially on the back side here. But no queen. I did see some fresh eggs though, which gives me a little hope that maybe she was on this frame when he grabbed it. We'll see. 1 more frame to look at. Last frame also has really nice brood pattern on both sides, but I'm not seeing the queen. I'm gonna look around the box, see if maybe she's hiding in there. Didn't see her in the box. Check the lid here. Nothing. I'm really hoping I just missed the queen and she is actually in there, but there's a pretty good chance that she is not in there, didn't get grabbed. So the queen is what kind of holds all the bees inside that colony. They'll smell her scent and they all kind of just train in. It's really cool to watch actually. But because that's not there, I don't know. There's a higher chance that these guys will just take off on me. Fingers crossed they won't, because they do have some nice looking brood, honey. They've got some good stuff in there. So that makes me feel pretty good. They can make a new queen. So how they do that is they just actually feed one of them some royal jelly. So they make a special cell. Normally it's just flat, the brood, but the queen cell kind of hangs down and is a little larger. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to bug them for a while. I'll leave them for a few days, and then we'll see if there's any queen cells or maybe some more eggs, meaning I have a queen in there after all. But either way, I'm going to let these guys settle down. They're really nice bees. All right, chickens are done. Let's hop in the mixed hive, see what they're looking like. Believe it or not, but they're actually starting to cap some more honey, so that's super cool. I don't know if you can see in there very well. Probably not with the lighting, but that's exciting. I was kind of wondering if I would get one more harvest with fall and everything going, so we'll see. There's a chance. Not going to pull it apart though. Just going to dust everyone with powdered sugar today. Trying to get me. There's a few that are pretty angry and buzzing around. So while I'm sitting and taking a break here, exactly 1 year ago today, I closed on my farm property, which is crazy to think it's been a year. So much has happened. It was just weeds as tall as you can see. It was 6 to 10 foot tall weeds out there. There was a lot of ragweed. It was pretty impressive. Absolutely nothing out there. No fence, no driveway, no barn, no garden, no anything. So pretty cool. Just everything that got accomplished this year. It feels really good. I feel like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off most of the time. Just everything that I've been trying to get done this year. But it feels really good seeing the progress and just every day getting a little bit more done. What a year, right? So much. I love watching the progress and just seeing everything coming together. So taking it day by day, getting a little more done. It's a great feeling. So anyway, I'm done out here for the day and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. Today is August 20th. I'm gonna go ahead and get this screen bottom board painted. Alright, so while this side is drying with the first coat, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the bee feeder now. So here's the in-hive feeder that works really well. Used it last year, the bees loved it. It's actually 2 pieces. Took a lot of prying to get this apart because the bees glued it down so well, but it's just a regular box. And then in here is where you put all your sugar water, and the bees can drink through all these little slits. It actually came broken, so I jammed a leaf in there. That way the bees couldn't just come up and fall in the water and drown. So that's what these little notches are there for, to keep the bees out. When the sugar water's in here, the bees can just drink through these slits, and then they can't fall in here and drown. So it looks a little messy because I have used it before, but this is just propolis, all the little orange yellow looking stuff. It's really sticky. It's what the bees use to glue and hold things down, so they use it everywhere, and that's why beehives just stick together really well once they get established. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some sugar water and pop this on the hive. Well, it looks like the bees are still there. It hasn't been quite 24 hours yet, but that's pretty good looking. Go ahead and get that box out of the way. They've all crawled off of that, and I'll pop the feeder on the top. So this is just 1-to-1, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water. I think it's about 8 cups I did. And the feeder is on. The bees are really gonna enjoy that. It is hot today, y'all. Chickens are done though. At least it's overcast. It's just really muggy. That's what makes it feel pretty gross out. But I still only got 1 egg from the speckled Sussex coop, so maybe in the next few weeks I'll get a few more. Right now I'm gonna go ahead, jump in the garden, and string up some more tomatoes that are starting to fall over. So I was about to add another line up here. Gotta show you guys something cool. Dragonflies actually eat honeybees. I caught an example of it. See if I can focus in here. So you can see he's got a honeybee there. Well, y'all, all the garden work is done that I wanted to get done, which was basically adding another line, tying tomatoes up. That's a really good feeling because they were starting to kind of fall over, at least a few of them. When I was doing that, I did find 1 hornworm, so I'm going to feed him to the chickens here in just a minute. It's just a tiny little one. Probably when it gets dark, I'll go with the black light and see if I can find any more. I still cannot believe that my bees took off on me. Howdy y'all, today is August 21st. It's currently 91, but with the heat index it feels like 104, it's saying. It's honestly not that bad out. Looking at the chickens right now, they didn't even go through all their water. A few of them, well, most of them are panting, but they're still laying eggs, walking around, acting normal. So it's just warm out. It's mostly the humidity that makes it feel bad. Right now it's overcast and there's even a breeze, so it feels really nice. I would take this any day over, 0 degrees and wind blowing at 20 miles an hour. So this really isn't that bad. I think later in the week it's supposed to ramp up even more. I think close to 100 degrees on Thursday, and then the heat index, I don't know what that's going to bring it up to, but that'll be the day it'll be toasty. The chickens are heading toward the woods there, so by Thursday they should be in the shade even more, so not too worried about them. Got them some nice cold water. They're enjoying that, but they're doing good. No eggs from the speckled Sussex today, but that one girl is sitting on a nest pretty good. So she might be the one that's laying eggs. Might get one here in another hour or two. These guys are all good though. Filled them up with some real cold water. Such pretty birds. There's the egg. Got it on the last call. Quite a few bees hanging out on the outside. I don't blame them. It's hot out. Howdy y'all, today is August 22nd. Mixed up some sugar water because I checked these guys a little while ago and they were already out. So what I'm going to do is fill that back up, and I'm also going to go ahead and pop on the screen bottom board. I got it all painted and I let it sit for 24 hours so it can kind of off gas a little bit. It's low VOCs or no VOCs. I have to go double check the can, but I always make sure that it's either low or no, just because it messes with the bees if it's too strong of a smell. So anyways, gonna go ahead and pop that on. Replaced that bottom board there. I let the bees crawl over on their own. They can figure that much out. I'm gonna go ahead and fill the feeder up next. I didn't want to have to lift a bunch of sugar water on top of already having to lift a pretty full box there. So I mixed another, I think it's 8 cups of water, 8 cups of sugar, and yeah, they're going through that really quickly, which is good. I'm glad that they're drinking it down. Keep them working in there. Howdy y'all, today is August 23rd. I'm over at Brandeis here. They uprooted a big old tree, so my dad's working on cutting that up. And then they had a bunch of bushes they were getting rid of, and lilies and stuff, so someone offered them to me, so I figured why not go ahead and pick them up. Have a friend that works here, so that's how I got that hook up. So I don't really know where I'm going to put them yet, but I could always use the landscaping material, so I'm going to go ahead and get these loaded up. Howdy y'all, today is August 23rd, just leaving the feed mill back there. Got another 6 bags of chicken feed that'll hold me over for about 2 weeks. Seems like that's all it's holding me over at the moment. I've got to get some roosters gone. I have, I think 12 of them, and they're just sitting there eating feed and costing me money when I'm not really going to do anything with them other than eat them. So I've got to do that here soon. I have everything to do it. It's just finding the time to do it is the hard part. So anyways, I'm going to run to the farm, drop that off, do the chicken chores, and probably that'll be it. I might get in the beehive later today, the new one at my parents' house, just to see how they're doing. But the heat index today is pretty gross. I think last I looked it said it feels like 107. It's the humidity that's really rough right now. The heat's not bad. I would take this any day over, 10-degree days. So I'm not complaining, but it does feel pretty gross out. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and head out to the farm. So y'all remember yesterday, my dad and I were using the trailer, cutting some wood, picking up some bushes and things. Well, my dad ran back to drop the trailer off, and I was building the chicken coop on it, and he was gonna put it back on or move it or do something. And it folded right up, so that's what's right behind me there. I didn't have any of the braces on it yet, the corner little support ones. If I'd had those on there, it wouldn't have folded up. But the good news is it's just, in some good easy chunks, easily fixable. Just one more thing to mess with. I really just need to get that coop done. All right, y'all, today is August 25th. Still got plenty of bees out here. They're hanging out on the new front porch. I think they're liking it. I took the little excluder off the front just to give a little more ventilation because it is still really hot and muggy. heat index, we're over 100 still, and it's getting into the evening even, so it's just toasty. I'm gonna go ahead and check the hive out. They've been sucking down sugar water. I fill it up every other day. I'm gonna take it off first, fill all that up later after I inspect the hive. I'm really hoping that I just see a bunch of eggs in there and everything's good, but I have a bad feeling I'm gonna see queen cells, which means I don't have a queen in here. So fingers crossed that there's a queen. If not, it's a little late in the year, but maybe I'll get lucky. Wow, these bees are busy. Can you guys see? They've already built some comb up here. Very cool. Seeing tons of tiny little larvae on here. Not quite eggs, but really small. This next one is just straight capped over honey, which is fantastic to see. The guy I got these bees from said that he marked his queen so you can put a little dot of paint on them, which makes them easier to see. But I'm not seeing that. I haven't really been looking for the queen. I'm mostly just looking for evidence of a queen, and no eggs, but like I said, there's still some good signs in here. So I'm gonna look at the last 3 frames now. No eggs, but this is a beautiful frame of honey right here. Nice and capped over. The next frame looks exactly like it. Very impressive. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but there are eggs. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I was so worried that I did not have a queen in this hive. Oh my goodness. You guys have no idea how happy I am to see that. Well, awesome. These guys are actually full to the point that they could use another box, which is very cool. Get these all put back here. Could nearly work these bees without a suit or gloves. They're being so good. I had maybe 3 angry bees come at my face, but that's not half bad. So this is the other deep box I had, which is what my bees came on. Or the colony that died came on. There was a wax moth that got in there, and just some ants really chewed them up. On some other frames, this has been frozen, so I'm not worried about it. Everything on there's dead, and then it's just been sitting in my car for a little while now. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop this on, so this colony can keep on growing. I am ecstatic to see eggs in that colony. I was not expecting that. I combed through it pretty good when I first got the bees. I did not see a queen. It was pretty disheartening because the guy I got them from didn't see her either. So she must just be really elusive. But thankfully it looks like she's in there, got some eggs. Now there is a very small chance that that could be a laying worker. So everybody in the hive basically is female except drones. But all the workers, all the foragers, everybody in there is female. So when a hive goes queenless, sometimes you'll get some of the female workers, they'll just start to lay eggs. And typically when you see that, you'll see a couple eggs in each cell. Those kind of be clumped up. It's not one per cell. Also, I mean, I don't think that's the case here, but anyways, I'm just really happy to see one single egg in each cell. So I'll keep a good eye on the hive, make sure they're still looking good. Added the second box. Really happy with everything I saw in there though. All right, get some more sugar water in here. Also, another huge difference between a queen laying eggs and a laying worker, just a female laying eggs, is the queen is the only one that has fertilized eggs. Laying workers aren't fertilized, so it doesn't do any good. So these guys should be good for another 2 days. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the roosters at the other property, and then head out to the larger property and get ready for the farmer's market tomorrow. The speckled Sussex are doing good. Got 3 today. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Chickens are good for the evening. They weathered this week's heat really well. No issues there. The bees were a little toasty, but they just hung on the outside of the hive. They were doing fine. They actually all look really good. I've got the whole family out at the farm tonight. My little niece is about a month old at this point, so she's gonna come out to the farm for the first time this evening, so probably not gonna do too much more recording. My dad's doing a little grass cutting. My mom's doing some garden work. My brother just ran to pick up a pizza or something. And yeah, things are going good. I got the bushes soaking in some water because they've been out of water for about 24 hours at this point. So hopefully they'll survive. Got to figure out where I'm gonna put them. Pick everything from the garden for tomorrow. Wash a few eggs. And that's a wrap for this week.